Welcome to a special edition of What's Up Oxford. I am your host for today, Liz Wismer-Van Meer. I am the manager of communications at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oxford County, and today we're going to be chatting a bit more about what we do at BBBS. We have been providing free youth mentoring programs in Oxford County for 55 years now. Our mission is to enable life-changing mentoring relationships to ignite the power and potential of young people, and our mission is that all young people realize their full potential. We work with young people that face adversity and are in need of an additional, consistent, supportive development relationship. And I have brought some of my friends along with me today from Big Brothers Big Sisters. And we're going to start off with Alex Golden. Alex is the PRISM and community-based mentoring coordinator. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you, Liz.
Always fun to hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex, can you speak a little bit more to what a development relationship is and how our programs at BBBS allow mentors to create and build these relationships with young people?
For sure. So developmental relationships are relationships that enable children to develop the abilities they need to grow and impact the world around them. It helps them build a healthier connection with themselves and practice their relationship building skills.
And you are the PRISM and community-based mentoring coordinator, as I mentioned earlier. Can you tell us a little bit more about what PRISM is and the role that that plays here in our community?
Sure. So PRISM is an initialism for pride, respect, identity, safety, and mentoring. It is the 2S LGBT mentoring program that we run, and it helps kids who are part of the queer community get to know adults who are also part of the queer community. It gives them someone who can just model what it looks like to be a healthy, happy queer adult for them. And
what are some of the differences maybe between our different mentoring programs? We have 12 in total. That's one-to-one and group programs. And of course, those are spread throughout the year. Can you maybe talk a little bit about what some of our one-to-one programs look like with Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Sure. So they all vary quite a bit. So for the one-to-one community-based matches, you would meet with a kid once a week for 2 to 4 hours, and you are able to go pretty well anywhere in the county as long as it's like a child-safe place that you're going, which gives you lots of options. Some of our other programs are like the in-school mentoring program. So you would meet for an hour a week at a child's school, and you would only meet with them at their school.
And we are launching a new program here in Oxford County, really exciting new program that is specifically for young people, mentoring young people. This is our teen literacy program. Talk a little bit about what this program is, why the need was, why we saw this need in our community, and why we thought it was a good idea to bring this forward.
So the program's really fun because it helps give teenagers a bit of a leadership opportunity. It gives them a chance to kind of grow as the responsible person in the room. But then it also helps younger kids meet their educational needs. So they meet for an hour a week after the elementary school kid is done at school and just like work on schoolwork together. I usually tell the teen literacy mentors that it's their job to trick a little kid into learning and help make that fun. So they've been really creative at coming up with all sorts of ways to engage with educational related things without the younger kid quite realizing that they're learning.
And the nice part is too, I mean, this is a great opportunity for young people to get those volunteer hours that they need for their secondary school credits, as well as, getting to have that mentorship role in their life as a young person.
Mm-hmm. It's for them a really important developmental opportunity, but it's also good for getting their hours. It's probably the most fun way to get your 40 hours.
I would agree. I think it'd be pretty good. And we do see, we have had this literacy program going, but we're expanding this now, taking it to the schools. So if there's young people that are, watching this right now, or maybe family members are watching and they're like, this sounds like something that is interesting to me. What should they do if they're interested in just learning a bit more about that? If they want to know a bit more about the program, what would you suggest they do from here?
I would suggest reaching out to our volunteer coordinator, Erica Hughes, or just applying, and we'll reach out to you and we can give you any of that information for any questions that they might have.
And some of the one-to-one programs that you were talking about before, we obviously Big Brother, Big Sister is kind of what obviously we're notorious for. That's where our name comes from. But there's more programs than that. We have in-school mentoring, literacy mentoring. We also have couples and family matches. Do you want to speak a little bit to the diversity of what those programs look like for people that maybe haven't heard about all of these programs we have?
Yeah, we're really lucky that we have a lot of different ways that volunteers can engage. So for some folks, they could enter as a couple or family match where they would get to be a mentor alongside their romantic partner. So the kid would effectively have two mentors, and it would be a volunteer with their partner. So it just kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off. You're not doing it alone, but then it also helps give a kid two additional caring adults.
And I know there's been questions about in-school mentoring versus literacy mentoring. They are different. What is the difference between those for folks so they know that there is differences and there are similarities as well?
So literacy mentoring usually happens after school, but it is educationally focused. So it's helping a kid with their reading comprehension, basic math, stuff like that, versus the in-school mentoring is more about helping kids have fun, but it does take place during their school day.
All right, we have more coming up on What's Up Oxford. We'll have more of the BBBS staff joining us in just a few minutes. Welcome back to What's Up Oxford. I am your guest host for today, Liz Wismer-Van Meer, Manager of Communications at Big Brothers Big Sisters of Oxford County, and I've brought some of my friends along with me today. We've been chatting with Alex Golden, and Erica Hughes is joining us now. Erica is the Volunteer Recruitment and Engagement Coordinator at Big Brothers Big Sisters. And before the break, we were chatting about the one-to-one mentoring programs we offer. But beyond that, we have group programming. And group programming can look a lot different compared to one-to-one for many reasons. So Erica, we know we have All Play, Game On, Go Girls that are offered within our elementary schools. Can you highlight what these programs offer for the young people in the schools?
Yeah, for sure. So All Play is a relatively new program that we've introduced into the schools, and it's been really popular. This is for grades 3 to 5, so a little bit younger child snapshot. And they are working on fun activities, learning from their friends, but also some informative things for them to sort of get through some of those childhood, complicated things like communication and teamwork and that developmental relationship, and working on things to increase their positive feeling with themselves.
And the Go Girls and Game On, very similar kind of formats, but this is for some of the higher grades, I guess, within the elementary.
Yeah, so grades 6 to 8 for Go Girls and Game On. Go Girls is for self-identifying females. This looks more at a positive self-image and that developmental relationship, really, forming relationships and working on those sorts of challenging things that come up during those ages. And then Game On is for self-identifying males in the same age group, where we work and focus on healthy, active living, and then also that developmental relationship. So we kind of tie a bunch of things into that developmental relationship and really hit it home with the kids in those programs.
And a great activity for volunteers, especially if you're like myself and you're trying to find a way to get active and maybe burn a few calories. Great program because those kids keep you moving in those groups.
They do.
Another one that we offer is SOAR. So this is the Social Opportunities, Activities, Relationships. And this is specifically for young people that are on our wait list. And we do offer this through the PRISM program as well. So Alex, maybe you can talk a little bit about what SOAR is and why this is such a crucial program for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
For sure. So our SOAR programs are one of the main ways that we engage with kids on our wait list. It's a really wonderful opportunity to get them out of the house, meeting new people, trying new things. Every group looks really different. So we've partnered with local horse stables, we've partnered with local restaurants, and each of those groups looked obviously super different than the last. I'm running one right now in an art studio with some of the PRISM kids. So we just kind of meet every week and paint and have lots of fun. It allows them to form relationships with each other and build their social skills that way, and then also connect with the volunteers who are running the groups.
And this is another really good group. We have a lot of different businesses and organizations within Oxford County that get involved with us and work with us on this program. And if there's more out there that think that they could align well with this, please reach out to us. We're always looking for new opportunities and new ways to get our kids engaged in these activities, and they have so much fun. I mean, it's another great event or another great group for volunteers to get involved in, just to keep yourself moving and active and having fun, feeling like a kid again. I always enjoy when I get to go out to visit them to do photos and videos. SOAR is one of my favorite because they're always having a great time. So SOAR is one of those programs I think we are keeping these young people engaged if they're on the wait list. And we do have some young people that come in just to be part of these group programs because maybe that social aspect is what they're looking to work on. So SOAR is such a crucial program for our organization, and we are always looking for people to partner with. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. One other thing that we've mentioned a couple of times is community-based, site-based. So you might hear us referring to programs that are community-based versus site-based. So Alex, can you maybe explain to folks what the difference between the two are, and maybe give us some examples of what the community-based looks like versus site-based?
For sure. So one of the main differences is just where you meet and where is kind of permitted for a meeting location. So a in-school mentoring match would be an example of a site-based match. So you would meet at the kid's school, and that's the only place that you're going to meet with them. There aren't any meetings outside of that school. Whereas a community-based match has a lot more kind of options as far as where they can meet. It can be at the mentor's house. It can be anywhere else in the community that is like child safe and friendly.
And Erica, we also see a lot of differences between one-to-one versus group programs and site-based versus community-based when it comes to being a volunteer with the organization. Mm-hmm. So can you maybe elaborate a bit on what the expectations are and the requirements are for volunteers if they're looking to do a group program versus one-to-one, whether it's a big brother, big sister, or in-school mentor, or if they're looking to do all play, Go Girls versus SOAR. Can you maybe break that down a little bit for folks so they understand what those requirements look like?
For sure. And I think this might be somewhere where people are most confused is when they're like, oh, well, what's the commitment and how do we get involved? When you're looking at the different programs, usually we say about an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours for most of the programs. And then when we look at our community-based programs, that's where we jump up the commitment in time. What is most flexible about the community-based program is that you can sort of set up that schedule whenever you want. Any of those site-based programs are happening when we schedule them, and that's on our time. So it's a little bit less flexible as to when it happens, but it's lower in time commitment, where community-based is, higher in time commitment, but it's more about that relationship and, them becoming part of your life rather than just being something that you go to every week.
Wonderful. We have more coming up on What's Up Oxford. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into what it's like to be a volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters up after this. Welcome back to What's Up Oxford. It's a special edition today with Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm your host for this episode. I am Liz Wismer-Van Meer, Manager of Communications at Big Brothers Big Sisters, and I am with my friend and colleague, Erica Hughes, the Volunteer Recruitment and Engagement Coordinator. And before the break, we were talking about the differences kind of between site-based and community-based and volunteering with that. And you were mentioning how there's a little more commitment in that one-to-one match. And community-based, there's some flexibility of like when you're meeting and when you're meeting, the dates and the times and such, because you're doing that on your own. But site-based, we're meeting at the schools, at the libraries at designated times. What is the time commitment difference between being a big brother or big sister versus an in-school mentoring or a literacy mentor?
So one-to-one matches or our community-based matches are about 3 to 4 hours we'd like to see. It's kind of like the point where it makes the most sense. You're really having a nice commitment. You can get into doing something fun, a nice activity together, and then they carry on their way and they go home. So some people have described this experience to me as, okay, what are we going to do today? We're going to pick up my mentee at the school. We're going to go to the grocery store. We're going to pick out some ingredients for cupcakes. And we're going to go home and make cupcakes for Valentine's Day. And we're going to hand those out to the mentees class. That could look like one of your match meetings. It's very simple. It's not anything that needs to be complicated, as long as you're meeting for those 3 to 4 hours a week.
And with the site-based, with in-school mentoring or literacy mentoring, obviously you're meeting with the youth at the school or at the local library, and those ones only run during the school year as well.
Yeah, so I think that is a little bit of a nice perk about the in-school mentoring or literacy mentoring programs, in that they follow the school calendar. So times like Christmas and March break and over the summer are times that you have a break as well. So it's a little bit less of a commitment in that way. But like I said, it's more tuned towards that 1-day commitment. So you know exactly when that's going to be taking place.
And in-school mentoring is a really great way to kind of get your feet wet in mentorship. You know, we just saw one of our matches graduate from the program. They were connected in 2015, 10 years later. They started as in-school mentors, graduated into high school, went to being a community-based big brother, little brother, mentor-mentee match. And the mentee has now turned 18 and aged out of the program. But you know, that's a great way to kind of transition into mentorship. But if you have questions about those, if you're trying to understand, Bigs 101 is a great opportunity to ask those questions, learn about the program. So maybe talk a little bit more about what Bigs 101 is all about and why it's a really great opportunity to learn about these programs.
Bigs 101 takes place on the last Tuesday of every month. And this is an introduction to mentoring with us. So I take you through who we are, the history of Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We talk about, you know, our organization, our mission, our goals, what a developmental relationship is, because we've said that a lot today. So we need to teach our folks about what that is. But then also I go in depth to every program. So it's kind of like you can be taking notes and deciding, okay, this is for me. Oh, that doesn't work for me. And it helps you narrow down which program is best for you.
And you have a lot of people, I mean, we see it happening, people walking into the office, asking questions. I mean, that's always an opportunity for folks to come in. If they're not able to make the sessions, what's the best way for them to ask those questions or connect with you?
Yeah, they can come in to the office at any time. I'm happy to do that. I'd love to set up a coffee time with you. We can go hit up Starbucks or Early Bird downtown and have a coffee and chat individually if you feel a little bit apprehensive about coming out to a Bigs 101. One point to mention too is that Bigs 101 is zero commitment. And even if you come to chat with me and learn about what we have to offer, there's zero commitment for you to follow through. It may not be the right time, but it could be the right time in the future, or you could share that information with someone else that you love.
Awesome. So lots of opportunities to learn more about what being a mentor with Big Brothers, Big Sisters is all about. Erica is always a friendly smile to come in and see at the office. So please stop by. The Woodstock office is typically where you'll find Erica, but give her a shout, send her an email. Stop on by at Bigs 101 and find out more about being a mentor with Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And we'll be back with more after this. Welcome back to What's Up Oxford. I am your guest host today, Liz Wismer-Van Meer, Manager of Communications at Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And I am joined now by a familiar face here at What's Up Oxford and Nicole Clare, Fund Development Manager at Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And we just recently wrapped up another fun event of another fun year for Play for Kids' Sake. Lots of exciting things are planned for 2025. So I know it's hard to get it all included in this time, but what are the plans for the rest of the year and what can people be watching for when it comes to fundraising events?
Yeah, so we still have 3 of our large annual fundraisers coming up this year. So next we have our trivia night, which is always a fun night. It's taking place Friday, March 21st at Goff Gym here in Woodstock. And for those of you that aren't familiar, that is a fun night of trivia. We have 30 teams of 8 people that come out and compete for the Trivia Night trophy. So it gets quite competitive. It's always a sellout event. So if you haven't registered, make sure you do. In May, we're going to be bringing a new and exciting event to Tillsonburg, the Mega Bike event. So some of you may have heard of it. It is that great big 30-person bike. A great opportunity for team building, and that will be May 28th. And then our Big Night Out Charity Ball is going to be taking place Saturday, October 18th at the Oxford Auditorium. Very fun night out and a Halloween theme continuing into this year.
Yes, and that event just gets bigger and better every single year. And trivia, and let me tell you, the level of competition at that event is shocking. I've seen some people get more competitive than I ever thought they could in trivia, but always so much fun. So get yourself registered because, as you mentioned, it does sell out. And
Yes.
I know that teams are already filling up those spaces, so don't sleep on that one because you'll miss out. But there's lots of opportunities for local businesses and companies to get involved as well on sponsorship, not only with our events, but also our program. So do you want to speak a little more to how sponsorship can look for local businesses or companies?
Absolutely. So, of course, like you mentioned, Liz, our events all have sponsorship opportunities. But some people don't realize you can also pick a program within Big Brothers Big Sisters to sponsor. So I know that you went over those with Alex and Erica. If there's a specific program that we offer that really speaks to you, you can direct your funds specifically towards that program and that cause.
Awesome. And so for folks that are interested, maybe learning a bit more about sponsorship, whether it's for events or programs or both, what is the best way for them to go about doing that?
So our website's a great spot. We've got a lot of information on there regarding the sponsorship opportunities, or reach out to me. I'm always happy to connect with folks to answer questions. I can come out and meet with you and your team and do a brief presentation to go over all of the opportunities. So any questions, if you want more information, please reach out because I am more than happy to connect.
Now, Big Brothers Big Sisters is one of the only, if not the only, frontline social service that does not receive ongoing government or core funding. That means that our funding is, we're sourcing that ourselves. Do you want to speak a little more to that, what the challenges are like and, where our funding typically does come from?
Absolutely. I'm learning more and more that a lot of people don't realize that we don't get any guaranteed core funding. So what that means is our funds are never guaranteed. It is through these events we've chatted about, and everything else is through an application or the generosity of our community. So grants, local applications with different government, our lovely partners at United Way help us out, but also organizations and individuals within the community that donate to us. That is really what we rely on to offer these programs to hundreds of young people every year at zero cost to them and their families.
And I think that's something else that's really important to mention is that these are no cost. There is absolutely no fee to be a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters as a mentee. No enrollment fee, no fee to participate in any of the groups or activities. And I mean, that's why this funding is so important. These are mentoring programs that are overseen by professionally educated and trained caseworkers, and they're getting that one-to-one work with the caseworker and somebody's overseeing this. So it's really important to remember that these are services that are offered at no cost and important services that are being offered to families in Oxford County. And there's lots of opportunities outside of being a sponsor. We have other ways of people getting involved to financially support Big Brothers Big Sisters. What are some of the ways that folks could do that?
Yeah, I mean, every dollar counts. Nothing is too little. Things like a dress down day at work, a company barbecue, a monthly donor is a great opportunity to donate a small amount throughout the year and have a big impact at the end of the year. So never think that any donation is too small. Every dollar really helps. And again, more information, please reach out to me and I'm happy to go through options and walk you through those.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. And you can find us on the web at bbbsoxford.ca. Our offices are in Woodstock and Ingersoll. We also are in Tillsonburg. Feel free to give us a shout. Stop by one of our offices and visit us if you have any more questions. I want to thank my friends for joining me today, Alex, Erica, and Nicole. And of course, a big thank you to Rogers TV and What's Up Oxford for giving us this opportunity to chat about Big Brothers, Big Sisters today. And stop on by and find out how you can ignite potential for a young person in your community. Thanks so much for joining us.